or what?
You know what? I don't know the guy's name.
Okay.
But it was in a school auditorium. It wasn't a school show. My father drove me there.
Okay. So they put together like an evening show and rented out the auditorium.
Yeah, it was an afternoon show for kids. Anyway, I sat in the front row, and the guy chose me to be on stage, and that changed. That was it. You know, I got to see what it was like to be on a stage. First of all, I got to see what it's like to make an audience. You know, to amaze an audience with what I saw I saw all the stuff on the. When you see a magician's table, it's a nightmare.
Close from the other side.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I saw all this crazy contraption stuff, you know, and I saw what he was doing. I saw how he was doing it, and I saw the audience just, reacting so powerfully. It was a very strong experience for me, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I don't know who the guy was.
But you remember what he did and how you were involved in it?
Yeah.
What was it? What was he doing?
He had a spoon in a jar, and there was a lid on the jar. And the spoon jumped around in the jar. And I guess I was making it happen.
You were doing it, right.
But while I'm doing this, I can see the thread, and I see a guy behind the curtain going like this. And I'm like, that's it? And the audience was going nuts.
Yeah. And
then there's a guy like doing this with the invisible thread, or whatever. It wasn't even invisible thread. It was a fishing line at the time, right? So that whole experience was just enlightening. I don't know what it did, but it sparked something. Yeah. It was.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Now, in some of your own work, you've had some interesting things happen to you. One thing that I want to hear about are the pony rides. That you told me that. Okay.
Did I tell you that story? No.
You did, yeah. Can you tell it?
You mean the pony story?
The pony story. Yeah.
This is a good story because. I got to figure out how to write this story up somewhere. I'm going to probably have to do it. I write a column for Genie now, and I think I got to put this story in there. So I take a lot of chances. You know, I push the envelope, not the real envelope, but the kids' magic envelope. You know, I say a lot of stuff that I do blow your nose jokes. I do smelly sneaker jokes. You know, and a lot of parents don't expect that. Anyway, and the parents are used to me making jokes about everything that's going on, and so I did this show. It was a person owned a townhouse in New York. That means it was a one building home, a home in one building with a backyard, and this is called a townhouse. Anyway, on the phone, the woman told me, she goes, "Silly Billy, we love you. You're so funny. We love you. Just try not to be crazy. Try not to make too many poo-poo jokes." Okay? So this was my instructions. So, you know, I write these notes down, so I do what the client says, and I made a note, be nice, don't make poo-poo jokes. So I'm at the gig, and before my show was the pony ride. So, first of all, the backyard of a townhouse is really narrow. It's like 20 by 20. I mean, even less. Yeah, 20 by 20, let's say. Anyway, there's this pony, you know, walking in a very tight circle. All the kids are on the pony. They love it. Anyway, needless to say, the pony takes a giant dump right in the middle of the backyard. And everybody sees it.
Yeah.
And I turn to my client, I go, "Oh, come on. Are you serious? I can't make a joke about this? Come on, you're killing me here." You know, like she handed me a joke on a silver platter. I mean, I could have done 20 minutes with that.
A poo-poo platter.
On a poo-poo platter, exactly. And you know, it was just so funny that this happened at this gig where this woman was very clear, do not make poo-poo jokes.
Yeah.
And she brings in this pony, and the pony poops all over the backyard.
Now, was this before you were performing?
This was before I was performing.
So this happens,
So,
and then you go and
clearly
perform.
I'm going to reference it throughout the whole.
But you're not allowed to.
I'm not allowed to.
And you didn't, right?
No,
you didn't.
No.
Because that's what the client
That's
asked
what the client
for.
asked.
But the whole time you're
it was
thinking,
killing.
oh,
it was very, must make joke. So yeah, that was the pony ride
on
story.
the drive home, or did you drive in the city, or did you take the train? On the way home.
Yes.
Yeah, on the way home, you're like,
yes,
that poo-poo, and that could have said this poop,
I could have done
this. Could have
this.
pooped that, and that would have been poop.
She stole these beautiful moments from me. Yes.
I did ask you about how you test out your ideas. Oh, I want to hear about South Africa, because you just got back.
I did just get back
You
from
just
South
got back
Africa.
from South Africa. Why did you go?
Well, I got invited to perform at the South African National Convention in Johannesburg, and that's how I love traveling, and I'm very lucky that I lecture at magic conventions, and people pay me to travel around the world to go to magic conventions. So once that got booked, well, the other thing I've wanted to do my whole life was go on a safari. So
You're like, you gotta.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
So that's part of their deal.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
the
With
deal
with
is,
the convention?
yeah, they paid me. I did my lecture at the convention. I did a lot of work there. I did 4 lectures and 2 shows in 2 days. So I worked
That's a lot,
hard.
yeah.
But anyway, after the thing was over, my hosts took me on a safari, which was the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
You got to go. If you can, it's really expensive to get to Africa these days.
Sure.
But you got to go on a safari. Safari is
Well, it's not so bad, because basically all you have to do is be an excellent magician, get recognized around the world, and
Yeah.
get invited to
Yeah.
the convention.
So
and
that's right.
That's your.
That's how you do it. Yeah. That and free shows.
I'm working on it. Come on.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be watching from Johannesburg right now.
Throw Dan a bone.
You're doing this next year, right?
Yeah. So it was really the trip of a lifetime. I had a great time. And while I was in South Africa,
No, is it also? I imagine it would also be pretty frightening and intimidating and a little, off-putting for a city jungle person to be now out in the real jungle. How was that?
It was. I'll tell you a funny story. So I did Abbott's a long time ago. I lectured at Abbott's. And let's see, a bunch of my friends drove me up to the Magic Museum, the London Museum. One of them was Gabe Fahuri, and I don't remember the others, but I made them pull over when we passed cows in a field.
Because it was the first live
It
cows.
was the first live cows, not in a zoo. And I took pictures, and they were all making fun of me for stopping and taking pictures of cows and looking at the cows.
Yeah.
Anyway, this safari was unbelievable for me.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I mean, I can't imagine anybody, unless you live there. These people who took me, they go often. They go several times a year,
right.
and they say that it's about sort of going back to their roots, and we all came from the jungle, and it's a big part of their lifestyle.
Sure.
But for me, it was like being on another planet.
Awe-inspiring, right?
It was amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. And you got to see a lot of wildlife.
We saw everything.
Everything you've ever wanted to see.
We
on a
saw
safari.
every animal: lions, elephants, rhinoceros, hippopotamus, crocodiles. We saw a leopard. We saw warthogs. We saw baboons and monkeys, and it was crazy.
Amazing.
The other thing I did on my trip, which is something I've always wanted to do, was I went to the College of Magic, which is down in Cape Town.
Sure.
Since I was going to be in South Africa, and I got to see what they do there. I did a little lecture for the kids. It's a great thing. The College of Magic is a really.
I follow them a little bit online.
Yeah, they're doing great things. These are kids who are growing up in the townships in South Africa, really impoverished situations, and they're giving them structure in their lives, a safe haven, a skill, social friends and things. It's really the College of Magic. Big props to them. They do a great